James Prigioni told me not to grow these things, but I grew them anyways. Warning, planting this in your garden is a mistake. That's what James Prigioni said. And even Tuck didn't want to eat them. You guys seen these things before? These are African horned melons. That's a spoiled one. Also known as jelly melon. And it is a super spiny, crazy, vigorous plant that tastes kind of like lime jello, some people say. I think it tastes somewhat like a cucumber, a little bit like a lime jello. They may be somewhat like a lime jello, but if I had to choose, I would choose lime jello despite the artificial coloring and everything or whatever's in it. They just are okay. And, you know, I've got to try things for myself. Generally, you're not going to go wrong trusting James Prigioni, but I figured, well, you know, he's in New Jersey and maybe he's got different tastes than I do. So I thought, you know, maybe James Prigioni, it's different climates, New Jersey, maybe he's got different tastes, you know. It's advertised as a super vigorous plant, and it was definitely a super vigorous plant. Also hear that it has little spines that get into your skin, and that is definitely the case. The vines make you itchy. They're not pleasant. I'm getting weird stinging, itching sensations over my hand from all of the little bitty spines, which are rather like cactus glow kids, but not quite that bad. But I thought, you know, if it makes a ton of fruit and we somewhat like it, it might be worth doing. Maybe it'll just do all right in our climate, and it'll be one of those things that we add to our survival gardening recommendations. Because my style of gardening is, oh, this thing is borderline invasive. It's terrible. It makes so much, and I don't know what to do with it all. I have so much. I was like, I like that kind of thing. I liked the possibility of it, and part of being a good, responsible YouTuber is to test things for yourself. If you're going to be talking about how to garden and how to grow things, I think you should really try it yourself. So I said, well, I'll try it myself. And what we found out is yes, they are spiny. No, they aren't that great to eat. And yes, they are borderline invasive, at least until the rain started. When the rains really started kicking in about a month ago, suddenly all the vines started to get sick and die. They really didn't like the rain. They're more suited to a dry climate. Now, there may be better cultivars that taste better. There might be some magical, amazing variety of it that I don't know about it, but I think it's just kind of a wild, borderline wild edible that just wasn't exactly something we wanted to add. We've got to test things and see if there's plants will grow themselves and if they're going to be making the list of totally crazy, easy Florida gardening plants. And our experience with this is it's pretty productive. It's easy to grow. All these came from one seed. We planted one seed and we got all these. But they're not anybody's favorite. And they died back when it started raining. And they basically have force ripened as the vines have died back. So it's likely that it's going to self-seed through here. Some people have said that it's better eaten green, so we might try it again and maybe grow some and eat them green and see if they're like cucumbers. But we have cucumbers and we do pretty well with cucumbers, so I don't know if it's necessary to do that, if that's actually useful or not. If you want to try something though, life is short, give it a try. Don't be scared if people say that it's hard to grow or it's spiny or it's weird or whatever. Give it a try, you never know. You don't know unless you try, and in experimentation there's actually a lot of joy and excitement. I mean, everybody that's come over and has looked at these things has said, that is so weird. What does it taste like? So we've opened these and shared these with a lot of people. Here, try it, you know. And some people like it, some people are like, it's okay. Some people loved it. But it's worth the experimentation and it's fun to do. So I totally recommend experimenting, but I do not recommend this plant in general. James Prigioni was right, as always, by golly. So anyhow, thanks for joining me. Appreciate you all tuning in. Could have saved a lot of time by just listening to James, so go subscribe to his channel. And if you want to try these, you know, go ahead and try them. It's fun. Really, life is short, like I said. And why not? Just try something weird. Rely on the crops that do well for you, that you really love, and that are going to keep you fed, but it's totally fine to play around the edges, even with spiny, dissatisfying crops like the jelly melon. Thanks for joining me. Until next time, may your thumbs always be green.
He likes it.